this is an evade mission in BeamNG. Suspense, high stakes, odds stacked against the player. It's supposed to be the cinematic chase, roadblocks, police everywhere. And this is what speedrunners do instead. Skips, hide in plain sight tricks, camera shenanigans so broken they forced the devs to step in. Today I'll show you how top runners completely break evade missions. In total, BeamNG is home to 6 different evade missions, each with their own quirks, different maps, different cars, different police setups, and most importantly, different objectives. 2 of these missions require you to reach a specific location before you are allowed to escape, which is easier said than done. In the other 4, the goal is to simply escape as fast as possible. In both cases, however, RNG is a massive aspect of the runs. One unlucky police spawn or a smarter than usual AI driver and your progress instantly resets back to 0. This is the core mechanic of any evade mission in BeamNG, evade meter. It takes a full 30 seconds to fill, and it's the deciding factor in getting a world record. The logic is pretty straightforward. The timer will count down only when you break line of sight with the police. How speedrunners actually make that happen is where things get interesting. And that's exactly what we'll break down, map by map. Let's start easy. A mission that can be finished in 30 seconds and relies solely on the FPS of your game. In fact, it's the only evade mission that is not currently speedrunnable, due to literally no skill being involved. It's not even listed on speedrun.com. This is boxed out. On paper, this is a very cool and pretty unique twist on the evade style of gameplay. A very heavy and slow truck versus a swarm of lightweight police cars. However, for speedrunners, none of that matters. You see, boxed out starts very differently from every other evade mission. Police spawn far away and don't see you immediately, which means timer for evasion starts the moment the mission begins. By hiding at the start, it is possible to be completely missed by the police. This in turn will lead to a random finish time. Anything from 30 seconds flat to even some additional tenth, depending entirely on your FPS. Up next are 2 evade missions that might look skill-based to an untrained eye, but are actually more RNG than anything else. Technically, both Classic Escape and No Way Out are extremely different, with vastly different cars, very different maps and layouts that can be called similar, very loose, but at their core they are quite similar. Spawn close to the police and just run. Normally, that would mean outrunning and outwitting those artificial idiots. But with a pinch of luck, speedrunners manage to flip both missions on their heads. After all, for them the only important factor is the evade meter. While at first the strategy was to simply run and hide, especially so in No Way Out, where you can squeeze in between the wall and the truck and later jump off the mountain, it was quickly discovered that those 2 missions can be finished in under 40 seconds. That's including 30 seconds of waiting. To understand how, you need to know how the police actually work in BeamNG. For starters, all police, no matter the mission picked, have their own hidden HP, which, if pushed to 0, forces them to stop being police altogether. They can't see you, can't arrest you, and can't even move properly. But a lesser known fact is, if those broken vehicles are still around, the game will stop spawning new ones. Speedrunners rely on this very specific RNG situation to hide and finish in as little time as possible. In Classic Escape, this is done using a fence near the start. You hide in a small pocket, then hope the police crash into each other hard enough to break themselves. which works rarely, to say the least. No Way Out is very similar, but being located in Civitavecchia within Italy, there is a lot less space to work with. Depending on the strategy, there are two pockets that can be used. On the left from the start or behind closer to the police. While counterintuitive, one located further is better, both in terms of RNG and overall quickness of the strategy. By going backwards, you are guaranteed to be hit by the lightweight police ball light, which is then shunted away by the police vivas, pushing both cars from the player and breaking them in the process. After that, all that's left is getting into the pocket and wait. Miramar Menace is up next, and it's a wild card. Two police cars, very similar in weight to the player, and a start that forces a dirt chase. Speedrunners here don't even try to drive forward, instead they go backwards. This is where the second core evade exploit comes into play. For some reason, police in these missions hate going deep off the road. Simply put, any wide enough field becomes a free escape, if you can reach it. This is one of the few evade missions that's almost entirely skill-based. Clutch feathering matters, but it doesn't save much. In fact, current world record is not even using it. The real difference comes from the line. There is a small hill right at the edge of the road. Getting behind it will start the evade timer. Stay there too long though, and the run is dead. You are forced to move forward, constantly breaking line of sight before fully hiding behind the hill. Time to look at the mission that forced the devs to act and fix the exploit. Taken Treasure. Normally, this mission is nearly impossible to finish cleanly. Between non-stop police spawns, roadblocks and limited space, some player damage is guaranteed to happen. This is why when Planet Extreme submitted a run with a crazy new route, even crazier camera and nearly zero police cars, it raised eyebrows. 6 seconds faster than what was considered RNG perfection. The key to his run was a new exploit – spawn manipulation. Turns out, police spawns were tied to a camera. Push it far enough away and the police, at least in theory, couldn't spawn, which in turn led to an easy and, more importantly, instant finish, even without a fully filled evade meter. This happened due to how the game handles being unseen. Even in missions where you are supposed to reach a specific location first, the evade timer is still ticking. Keep being hidden for 30 seconds or more and an instant finish is guaranteed. That camera exploit is gone now, and with it any resemblance of consistency. Today, the world record stands as a prime example of RNG in BeamNG. The runner was unseen for the last 22 seconds of his run. The final evade mission, Unleashed, is exactly what the name suggests. Weight is on your side with a heavy SUV and the route leads straight into Portino. Narrow streets and most of the time no chance to avoid damage. At least that was the intended design until speedrunners got involved. Right at the start, an incredible shortcut was found. By going to the left immediately and driving uphill, you can reset all police spawns and completely avoid several nasty corners. But more importantly, preserve a lot of speed. Granted, this jump is extremely tricky to get right, and more often than not, it can lead to the straight-up destruction of your own vehicle. This is the pure skill check of the mission. The second half, however, is pure luck. Either the police spawns roll in your favor and forget you exist for a solid 20 seconds, or the exact opposite happens. Same situation as Taken Treasure really, but with far less freedom in the route. But that's only part of the story. A story that was written by the commitment of speedrunners, who spent time looking for quirks, schemes and exploits, and to whom all of this is just another Tuesday. The future holds many more unique twists on the well-established game mechanics, and who knows, maybe you will be the next one to find an exploit that will be patched by the devs. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, a comment, or maybe even subscribe. It's been a long time coming, but I've finally set up a Discord. If you are interested, you can find the link in the description below. I am Molten Metal Mayhem, and I will see you next time.